Super Mega Vlogs for this week. And I know I haven't done one in a couple, mainly because I've been so busy. And because last couple episodes have been duds. Uh, Teamwork. The value of MF and teamwork. Teamwork is such a understated thing in today's society. And Power Rangers has always been a fine and almost overbearing source of teamwork a la mode. And this week, the Rangers built a super blunderbuss. I know it. I know it's called a Super Mega Blaster, but it's modeled after the pirate blunderbuss. You know, built of the power of every ranger, and it was built into a big ass cannon. It's kind of a blunderbuss cannon. But they also came out with a super blunderbuss, and it really shows the camaraderie of this team, which you don't see a lot of team camaraderie in animated shows, especially about teams. Almost forced to gel together and work together despite their differences. Even, Digimon and Coglioko had unbalanced kind of teams that you don't think would normally work end up working together. And even some of the later Power Ranger seasons, like Dino Thunder and SPD, the unlikely group of 3, 4, that despite the fact that they hate each other's worlds or differences, managed to come together as a team. And this team is really, really gelling. They are becoming a force. They believe in each other. They trust in each other. They help each other's skills out. Troy is not a very vocal leader, but he is a very confident one, as I've said before. But this episode really shows the value of Noah, especially, and how much his brains and his resources and his ability to create and want to create really helps the team out. And he is really the first Power Ranger, I guess you can say, in the seasons since Billy that really wants to go out of his way to understand the Ranger stuff. A lot of the Rangers don't want to understand the Ranger stuff. They say, "Oh, it's made by such and such, so it works." Why should I understand about a universal morphin grid, or why something in particular works, or how to build it? And Noah is the first character in a while that goes, "I really like this stuff and I want to build it, and I want to learn all that I can about every bit of the mythos, every way that the powers work, and what we can do to improve our powers." Never since Cam has, from Ninja Storm, where there's been somebody so smart, resourceful, and understands the Ranger stuff to a high quality of understanding and intelligence. And it really helps with the teamwork when you have somebody smart dealing with the really tough stuff, and that's the science. And speaking of the camaraderie of the team, there's only one question though that I asked myself and that Ranger fans should ask themselves this week. Where the fuck was Orion? Does Orion understand? He was working on his spaceship. That's where he was all episode to the end. They could have used you and your battleizer. They could have used your particular set of skills. You know, but please don't be that way next week. And yes, the villains are getting that traditional Power Rangers desperate. You can tell the desperation is starting to sink in a little bit. And villains are their most dangerous when they're desperate. But the unfortunate thing is, they, unlike we, don't understand teamwork. And that's why they will always lose, whether they send two monsters at once or whatever. Until a Power Ranger villain understands the notion of teamwork and understands how to get his or her armies functioning as a team, they're not gonna destroy the Rangers. It's just not gonna happen. They're not gonna succeed. And teamwork has always been the key. And this week, it really proved it in this new modern era.